Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I guess you can. Let's just check in here. Russell Wright from networkempire.com. I'm so glad that you could make this webinar today. I know it's been a lot of stuff that I've been sending out, and that's because Sue and Matt and the rest of the development team surround the camp and build everything stacked all at once, and it totally crushes the marketing department. Just kidding, Sue. And so we have amazing stuff, and it's all rolled out at the same time. So I really appreciate your patience on that. But today we're going to cover the light version of Domain Web Studio. I guess it's my screen that is being shared right now. Is that correct,
Yep.
Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll probably end up passing back the screen to Matt because the highlight of this show is really Domain Web Studio Lite. And I'm presuming that Sue or Matt, have you started the is somebody capturing this?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Sue. You're always on the ball with that stuff. So I just have to figure out how to pass the controls back to Matt, and I don't really know how to do that. So
It's okay. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And please do feel free to ask questions. While Sue is here, she will attempt to answer them, or I will, or we'll pass them on to Matt. So.
Nice one. So can we start with just why we built ManyMe, or
yeah, sure. Let's jump right. Actually, I can give a little overview, and then would you please add on anything that you feel is important, Matt? What happened?
Sure, no
what happened, folks, is we got really excited about the prospect of creating a super fast, non-agency or non-outsource module. I would say probably the easiest way is that there's no outsourcing modules in this where you manage teams and do all this. The idea is, many of you have seen Matt's amazing video on how to create a silo blog in 10 minutes or less. I mean, he really does this. You know, everybody at Network Empire builds blogs really quickly. The light version just takes out some of the modules that you don't need when you're building. You just want to get to the blog really, really super quickly. And so it takes out some of the complexity, actually a lot of the complexity for agencies, and some of the things about predicting link building costs and all these others. Matt's going to get into all that because he's really the master of this application. So it was designed to be as simple as possible and not simpler. This is as simple as we could get and make sure that everybody knows where it's going. The idea is that if you need to whip out 100 blogs for your WR2 network, and again, I'll show you that diagram here in a moment, you'll be able to do this really, really quickly with the unlimited version of Lite. Okay, and so in honor of the new launch of Lite, we have this offer that we're making for everybody at the $47 level. It includes new software we'll show you today. The Pane Finder is working nicely, and the Google Plus, and we'll go through all of that in this talk. In the meantime, we just get out of the way, and Matt, jump right in and just show us like what Lite's about and why we built it, and you know how it works.
Yeah, cool. This is a bit of a. This was really fun building the ManyMe version, or the Lite version, and essentially what we did is we wanted to create a tool that's a power tool. It's where you can go in, either work with the client, you don't give away too much information, it's just their project, you get in and you do it super fast. It's like map it out, get the blog live. It's you literally, you're just knocking this out the park as fast as possible. There's no bells, there's no whistles, it's very simple to use. And who we're looking at for this is guys who want to work really quickly. It's guys who are new to the whole idea of building silo structured sites, and we've toned the technical language right down to make it as simple as possible, but we've left all the power in the tool. So for the guys who've got existing 147 memberships and that, and are using the Pro Agency version, they can actually log into ManyMe and they'll be able to use ManyMe as well. Within a few days, we're going to be releasing the unlimited version where it's not the one-site version, which is the entry level, but it's unlimited, so they can actually access all their projects that they have in the agency version, but with this look and feel. And it's pretty simple. You come in, you create your project, then you can see the process: import my keywords, design my site, mark my site for publishing, build my site, export my blueprint, then do a blog boost. That's the 6 steps that you got to do, and you literally get the job done in a few hours. It's super, super quick.
It really is. I mean, even I can do it, so you know it must be good.
Yeah, so I've pre-populated this hosting website just to give you guys ideas. Step one, import the keywords. When we load that up, what we got here is we can see our silo framework. We see it on all screens. We can see our demographic screen if we want to create demographic profiles. There's detailed instructions showing you how to import the keywords. So you can either download the custom template over here and you follow these instructions and the mappings, which means you can use Google Keyword Tools, you can use any kind of data set that you want to use, as long as it's phrase match for the search volume and the competing pages. Or you can import the Kraken tools or the last keyword tools straight into the grid. The business rules and filters, basically it's the same thing as well. This is where we come in and we configure our site's global settings. And this allows us to show us how many keywords we want to see. You can put your page rank in, which is important for the algorithms. And this is where we configure the whole application. In the silo blueprint, which is the keyword decision screen, this is where we actually map out the silo structure. And it's super, super simple. It's a three-step process. And what will be coming out for you guys is a visual guide that I'm just finishing off for you, where I go through each screen and I tell you exactly where to click just to map your site out. So once your keyword's in the application, it's just a matter of selecting the keyword that you want to drop keywords underneath. You click on it. So if we click on web hosting, for example, you'll see the parent's website hosting. Then you just simply check off the keywords you want, scroll to the bottom of the screen, and click Move to Blueprint. And what it does is it will nest the keywords you selected under the parent keyword. So you can literally map out your site in seconds because you can check multiple keywords per theme that you want to move across. You can use the filters to filter by groups. Super simple yet super powerful. Then once your site's designed, on the keyword silo framework screen over here, you simply click Mark for Publishing. That brings forward the publishing node, which allows you to control what parts of the site are going to get put live at once. And it's a simple process of simply just checking what you want to export, click Approve for Publishing, and you'll see the little blue world will appear over here. And that means the XML has been generated with those your site blueprints, which is ready for exporting. Then next, when you click on Export Build My Site, what this does is it tells you what you should be considering when you build the site. Now, in the navigation at the top here, when you hover over each step, what it does, it gives you a little instruction and tells you a story of what you should be doing on that particular screen. And there's a different little story for each stage as you go through the process. And it gives you little tips and hints to look at. But on the Build My WordPress site, what we've got here for you guys is clear instructions of what exactly you need to do, little videos of what you should consider. And you can actually download the plugin for free now. Jeffrey Smith from SEO Design Solutions and Mary Cadwell, who work with us on designing this application, have given us the plugin to give to you guys for free. And in the latest version of the plugin, which is an upgrade, it includes all the metadata directly into your blog. So you don't have to use any other plugins.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I know you're on the call. Really appreciate the concessions you made to push this out to our members really, really fast without using IonCube. It's really awesome. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and there's no IonCube. The plugin's open, so you don't have to worry about server issues anymore. So we've in this version of Mini, we've totally reduced and taken away as many technical issues that will stop you from getting your site live. So this site's basically import my keywords, design my site, get it ready for publishing, set my site up, the WordPress blog, which I've done over here. I've got a blank little blog I've set up over here. There's the plugin. Then export my blueprint, so I click on that. This will export the XML for us. And all we do is we come to our blog, we import it in, whack. The whole silo structure is built out for you in seconds. So that's really, really super simple of how this all works. So what we got over here as well for you guys is the progress report. Now, as you're working through the process, you get this progress report, and it's a clear step-by-step guide. Yeah. It tells you on every single step what you need to do, and you can tick off the steps as you're going along. So you've got a visual guide, you've got a step-by-step guide telling you exactly all the things you need to be considering. Yeah. And then the best part of the whole thing is when we're on any page, you can simply click on that little question mark,
Yeah.
and it opens it up, and it tells you what exactly you need to do on that actual screen. It gives
Right,
you
and everybody,
steps.
there's some questions coming in, Matt. Will the check mark, would the check mark list be on the advanced version, the pro version as well? The answer to that is
It runs through all our versions.
yeah, it's going to be in all versions. Yeah. Also wanted to really thank Dave Mills, who's also on this call, Mike Long from OMG Machines, who had some great conversations with me on the need for checklists and linear stuff. Also, all of the users who have been asking for that checklist. It's already been used in the beta. People are getting done, I don't know, several % faster through the process because Matt's left this checklist. So I also want to point out, if you ever get lost about where you are, just go to the upper right-hand corner of the screen, or these images that Matt and I are working on, and just click the checklist, and you can see where you are. The checklist is to the left, Matt.
Yeah, that's the question mark, and there's the checklist there.
The checklist there, yeah. So just go up there if you want to know where you're at. And also, go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, if you want to export data out, you can export your blueprint by clicking on this icon over here. This one gives you a visual of how your site structure is built out, and you can export the blueprint that you've built over here in Excel. So it gives you the blueprint, it gives you all the metadata as well. So in this Power Pack, the mini-me of DWS Pro, we've given you the key essential elements that get you to your site as fast as possible with as little learning curve as possible. So all the big agency enterprise type of terminologies and all that kind of things, we've toned them right down, and we've given you tools to get you to the end result as fast as possible.
And by the way, it's very important that everybody understand that the rocket ship was my idea. So I would like credit for that. And you better like it.
So yeah, this is mini-me, guys. It's a simple 6-step process. Import your keywords, map out your silo structure, mark the blueprint for publishing, build your site, set your WordPress blog up, and then import your blueprint. You export it out here. We come to the plugin, which we have over here, the silo builder, and we can simply just import it. So we've got the silo importer.
Hey, Matt, where are you? Your screen is behind. You went to the plugin. I want to make sure everybody sees where the plugin area is.
Right. I've just jumped to the blog. I've jumped up to the blog.
Okay.
This is a live blog. It's empty.
We don't want to lose you now, so just go a little slower.
This is the plugin, and these are the settings. So on the settings screen, can you see the screen, Russell?
Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry, somebody said this is so easy a caveman can do it, and I consider that a real compliment. Thanks.
You know, it's taken us a long time to get to this level. Thanks a lot. It's brilliant feedback there. When we work this plugin, what we've done is we've allowed you to actually name the top of your silo structure, so you can actually give it a persuasion name. It will encourage people to look at the navigation. You can use that and customize it. When you import the blueprint into DWS, under the navigation, your silo structure node will now appear, so you can actually see the whole site's silo structure from top to bottom as you see it in DWS over here. You'll see a mirror image of these words that are your silo architecture mapped out underneath navigation when we import a site in. With the silo importer, you can publish your site, or you can set it to draft mode. We always advise do draft first and then publish last, just to make sure everything's right. You can turn on the shortcodes in the content body automatically. And what's new is we've got an advanced setting which we've actually opened up. And this is extremely powerful. There's nothing on the market like this, and you're getting this for free. SEO Design Solutions, and Mary Calball, they've given us for free. We spent the last 3 weeks really working hard on this.
Yeah, let me give Jeff another huge plug here. SEOdesignsolutions.com. Great reading, highly recommended for silo architecture and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's great about this is you can customize how you want the title to be for every single silo, category, or supporting article in your site structure. So you can grab information out of the XML. You can take the primary keyword if you want it to be your silo title tag. You can use the page title, which you put in the metadata in DWS, or you can use the article headline. And this is part of the Pro version. So this only works with the Pro version. In the mini-me version, you can't use these because you're not writing your content directly into DWS. And this is one of the other reasons why you want to be able to upgrade to the Pro version, is because you get advanced features like this where you essentially can customize and change how the slug URLs work by using different types of keyword-rich, synonymically setted metadata. So in your URL, you essentially could have the primary keyword, you could have a page title, or you could have a headline if you wanted to. So you can really customize and tweak out how you want the URLs set up in the thing and how you want the site title pages set up.
Yep, and also Matt and Sue are going to be making some recommendations on when and when to hem and when to haw. Like a lot of questions have come in, like how should you set the slug and everything. We'll get into that in the members area, okay? So I know you have a lot of questions on that.
Yeah, in the visual guide, I'm going to actually map out what's the standard. If I refresh this page, it's set to the default of what we recommend. So what you'll be able to see here is, it's page title. When you start off, it'll always be page title, page title, page title, and then primary keyword for your slugs. But when you start getting into more advanced things, which we teach you about in our members area, we speak about WR2s and things like that, this allows you to customize and change how the same silo structure is actually presented. So you can take one blueprint and you can modify it 2 or 3 different ways depending where you position it up the stream, your data stream, and where you have your rings out.
Right. And again, we'll have the, go ahead, Matt.
So it's an advanced silo setting thing. I wouldn't recommend fiddling around too much with this if you're new to it all. It's set to the right settings when you use it, so you don't even have to touch that. But I'm just making you aware of this powerful feature.
Yeah.
Cool. Then silo styles, this is a new feature we're putting for you guys. You can change the link color, the size, and the spacing for the line heights within your site navigation. So when you pull the DWS widget across into the columns, you can change the color so it matches your theme. Before it was just an inherited, but now this gives you more control of how you want it to look on the actual site. So it solves a lot of issues. Now on the Pro version, when we import pages, right underneath your article, where your article is, you can actually go and change and tweak out your metadata. So if you filled in all the metadata and stuff in the Pro version, that automatically gets pre-populated and you can go and tweak it out. So it's super, super cool. It works really great. So yeah, guys, this is the new version of Mini-Me. It's the light version. It comes in 2 flavors. We've got the light, which is a one-site version. This is typically for the guys who've never heard of us and they're not too sure and they don't want to invest too heavy. We're giving you the opportunity to build out one site as fast as possible. You can essentially delete that site and then start again and build another site. There's no limit. It's included with the membership area, so you get the membership area, you get access to the Mini-Me one-site version. If you're a legacy member or you've got the 147 package, the Mini-Me version will automatically recognize that and you'll get all your projects unlimited. There'll be no restrictions. Just you can build them really, really quick. So if you don't want to work with the agency tool right now, Mini-Me is the place you want to be because it's super easy, it's super fast, and you get your site live literally within a day. You can have your site up and prepped and ready.
Yeah, we have a question. We have a question here, Matt. Can we see the site navigation? I don't know if we've installed this new version yet.
For the blog?
Yeah, is there a demo of the site navigation? Bill is wanting to look at it. If not, we can send you one, Bill, shortly.
Let me just import a blueprint here.
Oh, if you haven't already imported it, we should probably move on.
Well, I'll give the screen back to you. I'll get that set up and ready, and we can come back to it after you've spoken.
Bill, we'll get you that set up. We kind of are flying a little bit by the seat of our pants. We're, working all night for the last few nights trying to get Pane Finder and everything. So we'll just get it to you. Yeah, more people asking for the sample blog. I really thought we had some ready. Oh, so you set that up?
I've got one, yeah.
Okay, good.
I've got that, yeah. I'll put it up after the call. I'll just import a blueprint.
Yeah, and also we might, if you can get it done, maybe we can show it after I show the Pane Finder stuff and all that.
I'll do it while you're doing that stuff. I'll just get a blueprint pulled in us.
Yeah, we definitely could have been a little more prepared. I know that I could have for this call, so don't worry about it, guys. We'll give you all the demos and everything. Hey, Matt, Deb is asking, do you have a sample? Does the checklist auto-populate when tasks are completed?
No, you check them all.
Deb, are you talking about? Yeah, no. You've got to check it when you go. In fact, we require that you do that. because we want you to make sure that you know that you're done. We want you to actively engage. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's to teach you the process. So when you check it off, you start remembering the process.
Yeah, and that's called cognitive distribution. Distributed cognition. We want you to do that. It helps the learning go a little better. Okay, Matt, if you want to swap over here, I can try to see if I have everything I need here.
There you go.
Well, while those guys are changing screens, I'll just interject here that on every screen, right beside, there's those 4 icons in the upper corner. The second icon is the one that you click on, and it will show you just the tasks for that screen. So you've got a step-by-step on what you need to do on that screen. You can check it off, and you know when you're done.
Nice. Just so incredibly cool. All right, let me know if my screen changes over here.
Yeah, we can see it.
Can you see my screen,
Yeah.
anyone?
You're good to go.
Whoops.
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay. Okay, cool. So what am I talking about? Okay, yeah, so we've gone over this. Hopefully everybody on this call knows that you're part of a major vision and integration, that you're going to be grandfathered into, I can say quite honestly, the craziest stuff conceived online to be able to build large empires. Let's really get real about, this is real stuff, you guys. If you really look at, where we're going, the whole purpose, remember, we built this for ourselves. Okay, we drink our own Kool-Aid. We're building all this stuff. I've got hundreds of sites. Sue's got, we're making everything within the one web ring that Sue, Matt, and myself have created. It's really about being able to create an empire. Now, in retrospect, whenever we use the word web ring, it kind of brings up visions of like blog web rings and like Google Fear and all that. And in some ways, I wish we hadn't called it a web ring because of that. That's not the kind of web ring that we're talking about. It's 100% sustainable. There's no Google A. It's more like a sphere because everything works. We call it the socially activated one web ring perpetual downstream traffic system, because what we're really talking about is at the center of your ring is your transaction site, right? And this transaction site, of course, is ideally a website silo architecture structure because, who wants to leave thousands of free visitors on the table, because you rank higher for thousands of inbound links, thousands of keywords using, 90% fewer inbound links than your competition, right? Okay, that's not pseudoscience, guys. We have thousands of tests. We can show it to you. We can prove it. And this works. It continues to work and will probably work for the next 5 years because of digital hierarchy. But the big vision is not that. The big vision is to be able to automate as well as generate social traffic using the outer rings by quickly building more website silo blogs on the outer circumference, everything from video blogs using website silo architecture that I do by the hundreds. Currently I'm uploading over 3,000 videos per day just to my automatic video sites. That drives traffic inward to your transaction sites, and all of it works together. Okay, so the Domain Web Studio application, which is ultimately going to become Network Empire, including the things I'm about to show you, which are version 1.0 Painkiller, all of these work together so that once you find that one-line zinger, that one-line pain in the marketplace, it becomes the idea, the inception, if you will, the uncertainty insurance. Hopefully all of you know that uncertainty is the core of all human decision, and everybody's hedging against something in every industry. And there's only actually 9 macro trends. We only show 7 on here. I'm not going to get into it here because this is advanced certification. But once you unlock the code to the human mind and you find the one-line zinger in every industry, which our software helps you do, there's nothing you can't do. Because what happens is you'll disseminate that through your entire empire, and everywhere you go, you get an increase, Sue, of anywhere from 10 to 50% conversion. We've got tests with one-line zingers and core pains that have been solved with our banners, our content, our painkiller article method, and even our video conversion now. You can see a massive increase of conversion once you strike to the core of that pain. Okay, so part of our system that people were having a hard time with is really recognizing the pain. So what we did for you is we created an easy way for you to get started with finding pain in any industry, and we call it Pain Finder. Since you guys are our close, intimate circle, just ignore the Core cell up here. It's actually called Pain Finder. We're not using Core in the software, but again, we just didn't get the logo in there. It'll be in there by this afternoon or tomorrow. And it's really quite simple. What you do is you just, you create a project, and let's say you're in, a specific industry. You just name it. You can name it based on your client. Okay, something like that. So let me say, let me give you an example. Let's just take the word persuasion. Okay, and keyword will be sales. Let's go to a vertical on this. What's really cool about Painfinder is that it's the same principle that we built Kraken on. If you type in a single word, which is what we call a core or seed vertical theme, it's going to pull back a lot broader questions, right? But you could also pull in a niche theme or whatever. So let's just type in, let's just do something like, because I haven't tested this ahead of time, like marketing. You create the project and you've got the keyword and you just click the arrow. Okay, and then you click the Get Questions up here, and you come back in about 15 minutes, and it will have drilled in and extracted out of Quora all of the questions that have, in the order that they've been viewed, the number of views. I'm going to show you an example here, with the number of answers associated with them. Okay, and that's incredibly useful. In fact, a lot of our certification students that we've taught in the past, the process of creating the frequently asked questions, the should ask questions, to zoom in on the core uncertainty in the marketplace, okay, the core pane. It took, instead of 5 days, took about 3 hours, okay. And so we use that system specifically for that. So you can see last night I drilled into some stuff so we don't have to wait for 20 minutes. And this process is speeding up. We've got more plans for version 2.0. So this is the first launch. But take, for example, I drilled into magic as a vertical, okay, and then I also drilled into card tricks, to prep for this a little bit. But for example, magic tricks, I'm building a site on magic tricks. If you, sorry, I just have a little issue here on this side of things. If you click on, you go to the actual project itself, which you can see as in Quora. Quora is the only platform we're pulling from right now. We have plans for 2 others. We'll keep you updated on that. What you have here is 59 questions were pulled back for the niche of magic, which is magic tricks. By the way, there's like 20 other niches, which I would pull back individually. Okay, and so what you have here, hopefully you can see over here that Justin Willem, he's he's a stage magician, not that a great one, but he's popular. He has zest, kind of a personality. There's 4,130 views. Okay, check this out, you guys. There's only 4 answers to that question, and the one that was voted up, you can right-click this and open this. Anybody who's taken my Quora Inception course knows how powerful Quora is of getting high-quality traffic immediately. It's not based on volume. It's based on the quality of the question, based on congruency with your product and your silo structure. Okay, advanced stuff, I know, but this stuff is going to become ridiculously simple with what we're building with DWS Lite. Okay, you just pull the keywords in DWS Lite. I pulled it into Quora, and I find all the pains and the novelty and the addiction in any market in about an hour. It's like stupid. So anyway, you come back to Quora, and you can see what's the secret to the trick that Justin Willman performed. And then I have all kinds of things I can do. I can pull Justin Willman into the last keyword tool Kraken or DWS, pull it back, and actually a lot of my clients, I have them kickstart the traffic to their empire by answering a question, especially if they're an expert. This is really good for that. Okay, you put a video in, but the problem that these guys did is they put a video in, they put this show in, but they did not put their own video in the Quora. Okay, so they're driving traffic to somebody else's video, and as Sue likes to say, only tweet thyself, only YouTube thyself. Okay, don't drop other people's links, guys. Make sure it's your own network, right? Doesn't that make sense? There's no reason, if it's worth tweeting or sharing, it's worth having somewhere on your own network, isn't it? Because you want all that traffic. That's true about 98% of the time. All right. So the point is we get into a lot of what's called the quadruple frame punch, and that's an advanced curation method. I actually revealed it in module 10, I think, in the video website site architecture course. It's available to all of you. And the quadruple and even 5-step punch, where we stack frames, can begin with Quora, and I'll be showing that in the Quora course, the Painfinder course, how to do this. Point is that you continue to do this, and then you embed these questions and ideas. These are percolators for amazing ideas, and Quora is almost always, depending upon my market, it's almost always the way I start kicking open the leak in the traffic dam. It's where I get started, because 4,130 views can't be wrong, and with only 40 answers, I can be the #1 answer in under 5 minutes. Especially when you use a video. If nobody else in the let's open another one and see if somebody forgot a video here. Yeah, nobody even has, oh, there is a video. Again, I checked this last night. The magic industry tends to have a lot of video. Okay, and so does the persuasion and pickup artist industry. But the main thing is that, again, this is not this person's video. You'll find most people inside social media and curation platforms are linking to OPV, and ask Sue Bell how much that annoys her to no end. Okay, so that's the main thing. Make sure you're embedding your own platforms, and we show you how to do that. So this is the way that you percolate, and I love using this. I love pulling words out of DWS and then drilling them into Carousel, into Painfinder, and finding out what the most number of questions are. Okay, and again, there's a whole course on this that I'm not going to go into today. That's part of the members area. I believe you can find it. Leftovers from the last application. Let me just double check here. Sorry, I had the members area open. Yeah, if you go into the members area, just so everybody knows where I've stuck this stuff. If it's not there, please do contact our support desk. We're working really hard to make sure that everything that you need is available. But we have a fairly complicated database with 3 different applications, so thank you so much for bearing with us as we get all of our I's dotted and T's crossed. You can see, hopefully, inside members-area, the video website silo architecture course should be 100% available to you. And we also have the Painfinder Empire magnetic content creation. Okay, that's where you can find some of the information that I've shared with you just now. And you can find some more advanced techniques. I'll be adding more and more to what I just showed you. Okay, so that's really the Painfinder application. And as it grows, you're going to find that we have some really cool ways for you to get traffic, 5 minutes from now. And when you apply the quadruple iframe curation method, which I want each and every one of you to be using at least 10% of the time on your WR1 blogs, especially if you're into real-time news curation, if you're into RSS curation, which is really for our advanced certification members. And I just want you to know that we've kind of coined a new term for this type of stuff, which is question curation. Curating questions is really curating the pain and the magic in any industry, because remember, dopamine drives that entire thing. Interesting but incomplete is the model that we use for driving traffic to a transaction. And once you learn this, at the core of that uncertainty, there's nothing you can't do. And Painfinder is an amazing way to find out where all the dopamine, where all the interest, where all the passion, where all the magic is sitting in any market. Make sense? Yes? Okay, we're getting some good response from this. I'm glad you liked it. Tony's asking, are there tutorial videos on how to use and implement each of the steps, including Painfinder? Tony, thanks, David. Tony, I'm working super hard to create this. I got to tell you guys a true confession. Can I do that? Yeah, I probably should. Tony, to answer your question, I created a course called curationprops.com. How many of you guys have taken that course? Quite a few in here, okay. Well, the Curation Profits course is something like 28 modules long of me explaining things like bookmarklets. Can you guys see the bookmarklets up here? Yes? Okay. Bookmarklets are the mainstay of content curation. Like I could literally publish, to 5,000 people in 20 minutes or less by using a 5-punch system. Okay, and you guys should be able to do that too. I want everybody, for you guys to be able to use that. But to be honest with you guys, when I wrote the Curation Profits course, which is still really powerful, it's people who like to dig into the subtle nuances of how all of that works. It was done when curation was fairly new to me. I had about 4 or 5 months of training, still very powerful stuff. Well, pretty much the core of that is now going to be combined in the Painfinder system, as well as the video website silo architecture system, okay, the course. If you go to the video website silo architecture course, you guys, and I've been told by a couple people that I was totally stupid to do this. And I'm not just saying that as a marketer. I mean, really, it is quite possible it was really stupid. But in promoting and curating your videos manually, can you guys see that on Module 10? This is the video website silo architecture course that everybody who is a minimum of a $47 member month gets. I mean, it's worth at least 5 months of this membership just for this. Go to promoting and curating your videos manually. This is all about video website silo architecture, about how to put video and persuasion architecture on top of SEO silo architecture, which, by the way, is as magical as you can get, you guys.
Yeah, you can't get better than that.
So the double bonus, I'm sorry, what?
No, I said you can't get better than that.
No,
the technical design, the persuasion on top.
Yeah,
That's
you guys,
just ridiculous.
yeah, it's crazy. Matt and I were like going back and forth last night about this. But what I put in here, right here, this is a true confession for my intimate inner circle here. This 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, the only thing that's missing is the Quora video inception, which I just gave you a brief overview. So this is the 1, 2, 3, the quadruple iframe curation method. If you only walked away from my 27 module content profits course, or I'm sorry, curationprofits.com course, this would be what you would take away. And if you start using the Pain Finder as a member app, I'm going to show you what's called the 5-step punch, where you add the question inception at the beginning of this. I have never talked openly or public to anybody about this before. So what I would appreciate is that once you learn this 5-frame stacking method and how weird the environment that we're in right now really is, that you have frames within frames, you have realities literally embedded within realities, embedded with realities, and all you need is one idea that's cooler than anyone else's, and you use the Pain Finder app to find that. You just come in with the frequently asked question and find a better way of creating more magic around it and more intrigue with a better answer and a better solution. And instead of doing what all the other idiots are doing out there, no offense to everyone who's embedding other people's videos, embed your own, drive them to your own site, right? And then what you've done is you framed them, and once you have a frame that's more focused, better with higher conversion and a more compelling offer, you've got that frame everywhere. Like literally, when I embed a frame, it goes to something like, what, Sue, 150 websites or something? Like I put every Storify embed, every video YouTube embed on all of the networks, including my video networks. This is what, guys, this is why we call it a personal brand broadcasting network. And the secret to that is the iframe. So I just wanted to give you guys a true confession. It's a takeaway of what it is that, how passionate I am about you learning this curation method, the quadruple iframe punch. And as a member, you'll learn the 5-step process, which involves our Pain Finder. Because Quora, when you add Quora to this, you really start driving quality traffic. But the key to all of this is making sure that Domain Web Studio Lite, you've thoroughly researched your keywords before you bring them in here. So that instead of just like hunting, pecking around, you actually have a well thought out system that Matt and Sue have created so that you know what you're building. Because a lot of people get lost on these platforms like Quora or Storify or Scoop.it. You can hear my Scoop. Hey Matt, I can hear you banging around there.
Sorry, dude.
That's okay, man. Scoop.it, Google+, all these things, right? If you start doing all this excited sharing without having, and don't get Sue and Matt started on this. If you start distributing content without having an empire, without having a core, literally, without having a center, you're not driving anybody to ground zero. You're not driving them to your own frame, your own what we call your golden frame. So this is why you need to build your site. Spend that extra day or 2 days or however it takes to learn to build your core infrastructure so that when you have all this magic, literally the ability to stack these frames, to drive everything from curation to content, it's not only content curation you want to use, but you can learn all of that from us in the members area, even at the minimum $47 a month level. Okay.
Russ, could I say something with regards to that?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, jump in.
Yeah, guys, there's like 4 core points, right? You've got your technical point of view, which this is where we build the site structure out. Then we've got the precision layer, which goes on top of it. And when Russ was talking about those frames, Russ, could you bring up the rings again, the image of the rings?
Sure, you bet. What did I do with everything? There you go.
Essentially what happens if guys jump onto your frame on WR3 or WR2, by the time they hit your WR1, they're already mentally prepared for what they're looking for and they're ready to buy because you prepped them all the way down. As they're flowing back to your primary site, the core technical infrastructure in the WR1 and the persuasion layer, they've been prepared all the way down. So your conversions increase because the message that you're putting out from the center that's broadcasting out is basically echoing itself out as it's going wide and wider out across the network. And when the people come back in, they're picking up on those little hints, but the closer they get to you, the more detailed and more specific and the more compelling the information is. And when they get you, they're ready to transact with you. And this is another point of view that you should consider when you're looking at this.
Yeah, that's really excellent. Hey, you guys, I'm just kind of curious. If I have, can you guys see this in front of my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
So I'm actually, when I pulled the questions up, the whole monitor, everybody can see. Okay, that's not good. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of a
No,
go-to.
you can't see the questions.
Oh, okay, good. Phew, thanks. Thought they
Oh
made
no, I was talking about the gray bar and the rings.
Yeah, okay. Because one guy's so excited, I wouldn't want, he's using cuss words and stuff. So, okay, cool. So, Matt, that is really cool. Sue, you're being really quiet. The only thing I haven't shown is the Google Plus RSS feed software, which also comes with your membership for this until the 24th. Should I get into that, Sue, or do you want
Definitely.
to start? Do you want to get on a soapbox of any kind? I'll push it up for you.
The one thing that I would say
By the
is,
way,
What?
sorry, just to let you know, I built that site while you guys were chatting. It's done.
Oh, okay. So we'll be sure to come back to you to show the the results here. Let me just make sure before I hand it back to you. I want to make sure I get rid of everything I was supposed to show. Sue, do you want to add? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
could you show them the settings inside of Painfinder there?
Sure. Under settings, could. Oh yeah.
And in that top block, those top 3 fields, you need to put in your core information there.
Oh right. I forgot to tell them that. You're right. You guys do need to have a Quora account. I do consider, if you will, can I say something about Quora, why I don't include it in the WR2 network? And sorry to use so much cult rhetoric here. We do have a lot of it because we've had to create certain language frames in order to allow the stackable system to work. We just simply mean WR2 is a layer of websites and or third-party platforms, with WRS2, where you don't have to use your personal brand. You don't have to admit to owning them. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Does that make sense? Okay. What I wanted to say about Quora is that Quora, I really do perceive it's a very, very refined platform. You don't really want to use it that much in your WRS2, meaning it's better if it's used by a true expert. Every time we've tried to fake Quora accounts and add bullshit questions, whoops, pardon my French, or anything like that, it doesn't really work because here's why, guys. You get voted down. See this little thing right here? Okay, if I click down on that, I'm a high caliber member, meaning whenever I answer a question, I almost always appear number 1 just simply because of the number of sheer questions that I provided helpful answers to. This is is probably the best voting system and most professional social network voting system of our time. It makes Facebook look just like completely fake. Because if you go in here on a WR2 level and start making stuff up, you're going to get voted. You're going to get voted off the island like within 2 weeks. So this is what I'm really saying. Is keep in mind when you set this up, and I'll give you guys huge training on this. Okay, I've got over an hour and a half of training that I want to give you guys on this in the Painfinder area, and some of it's already there. Just remember, Quora really does belong on your WRS1 area. In other words, use it only as an expert, and even if you hire an expert, or somebody who's pulling from an expert archive, make sure that's a quality account. Don't go in there and start spamming. Does that make sense? Yes, yes, yes. And that actually speaks to what Sue was saying that triggered that thought memory for me, is that you use a Quora email and password, and we're going to get a lot of questions. I can hear them already. You know, what's the quality of the account? Do we fake our emails or whatever? It's totally fine. Your Quora account should be caliber, should be high level. Make sense? Yes, okay. Let's just jump real quick from another thing that you get. Remember in this offer that we're offering today and through the 24th, temporarily we're including the Painfinder version 1.0 and Google+. Google+, we get a lot of questions about it. It's an RSS maker. And if you're not familiar with RSS, don't worry about it. We are providing a lot of information on what it is. I had this built for myself, you guys. The reason I did is that whenever Google decides that they don't want somebody to do something, I'm highly suspicious, so I go off and do it. And so when Google does not want their Google Plus social network to be made into an RSS feed. They've made it as difficult as possible. They do not provide one. So we just went ahead and built an interface. Just click on projects when you go in there. We just created an interface where it's really, really easy to do that. Okay? So I have an outsourcer. Whenever I set up an account or a blog, I have a one-to-one relationship with a Google Plus account to a blog on my WR2 network. And so it's a really simple thing. You can put in the project name, you know, like Magic Card Tricks or Magic, and then the author name, which is in this case an outsourcer. And then you put in the Google Plus account tied to that Gmail account. The cool thing is the way that Sue had this written is that it can be both for your business page and or for your personal page. There is one other way to make a Google Plus RSS feed, and many of you probably know it. It's a Chrome extension, and it's so horrible and so ineffective that it just made me want to just cry. It was so bad. Okay, so we just wrote it to make it much easier. All you have to do is put in your code. You can decide whether you use the category of local business page. If you decide to do a plus business, okay, you can just add what type of business page it is. And what that does is it turns the RSS feed tied to whatever niche your market into, the Google Plus status update into an RSS feed. And then you can go ahead and treat that RSS feed just like any other RSS feed in our one feed to rule them all training. Gosh, we really do have a lot of training, don't we? So yeah, it's a really simple step-by-step process where you can just take this RSS feed here, copy the link address, and essentially it just turns a Google Plus feed into a regular RSS feed. Okay, and that's, believe it or not, ridiculously hard to do outside of a software application for some reason. But this is really an RSS feed made out of Google Plus. Now, why is it, you guys, do you think that Google hates the idea of turning your Google Plus status updates into an RSS feed? Anyone? Bueller? Yeah, exactly. Shannon is saying easy ranks. Yeah, pretty much. Don't get me started on this, okay, because I wrote a whole course on it called the Google Plus course. Well, Google Plus, Roshan, I can't answer that here. That's part of advanced training. Google Plus is a way to easily update both automatically and connect your Google dashboard to Google Legacy and the Google Social updates. So it really has a lot of power. And when you syndicate it out to the web, you start giving quite a bit of SEO power. In fact, I get traffic off of my RSS feeds status updates all the time. If you go to my Google Web Analytics, you'll see traffic off of Google Plus. That's because I syndicate so much, and I literally update every blog post that goes out automatically via RSS. And then that goes out to all the RSS directories via the feed I just showed you. Okay? And then what happens is you go to your Google Analytics file, and you see under your RSS traffic, all this RSS traffic coming in. Of course, it's coming in from other RSS feeds as well on your network, you guys. I mean, we've got a ton of RSS. You can imagine how many RSS feeds you can create and automate them all, right? And it drives traffic every day. Okay? But again, my main point here is that I didn't like the fact that I lost the application. I didn't like the fact that Google didn't want us to make an RSS feed, and I was very suspicious. And then when I started putting it out there, I found out why. Because Google Pluses are ranking. Those Google Plus status updates will rank on the search engines. Okay? So when you go over here, that's a 404, but that's because I deleted that one. But the point is that these things can actually get ranked and get you more traffic from Google Plus as an update. It's literally just like another kind of page that you have out there in a backlink. Does that make sense? It's not a high-power backlink, but they start to add up when you start using Twitter RSS feeds, Google Plus RSS feeds, Twila, all the stuff that we train you on in the advanced membership course that's available to you, by the way, as a minimum member. You know, it gets really, really cool. So that's my little soapbox about RSS feeds. Just a quick overview here. If it's green, that means the RSS feeds are working. Okay, if it's red, we also tune your posts, your fetches into a plus, where you just click, on the plus. Well, let me get into all of that. I'm not going to get into too much of that right now. But hopefully that makes you guys, excited that it's possible to do stuff that you're not supposed to do, or at least it's difficult to do, so to speak, with Google Plus. Okay, it's an option. You don't have to use it, but I want to know that at least one RSS feed is available to you as a minimum member. Okay, Matt, I'm going to you want to just grab stuff back and jump back over to what you're doing?
Yeah. No problem. Let's switch this around quick.
Let me start answering some questions while you're doing that. Roshan, yeah, I'll answer your question later, Roshan, but that is the right question. I love it. I love when people ask the right questions. You're like Neo from the Matrix, right?
Okay.
Okay. Will we need proxies? Oh, thanks for asking, Shannon. Yes, if you do not use proxies for the Google Plus RSS feed, it will only update every 24 hours. And we do have an insert to bring your own proxy. You don't have to, Shannon, bring your own proxies. If you don't, your feed will only get updated every 24 hours, which I kind of hate, especially since sometimes I have about 20 posts a day going out. By the way, guys, if you automate your blogs, don't have more than like 10 or 15 Google Plus posts per day. I learned the hard way because I got one of them shut down. Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got here.
Yeah, I saw one of the questions one of the guys asked there was, how long does it take to build the site?
Yeah.
Guys, here's the core principle with using the tool. You want to get up online as fast as possible, and you want to get Google Analytics plugged in as soon as possible so you can actually start seeing how your site's actually moving up. And what's great about the tool is you can essentially publish all your silos and then write the content and then leave the site up there while you start building out the rest of your site. Then you can come back and you can publish one category, 5 categories, how many categories underneath throughout the whole site. You can just publish them just through the mark for publishing screen. You can just check off the things that you want to build and upload the blueprint. While Russell was talking, I quickly just built the site.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
All I did is I just went to my XML, okay, selected it, clicked import my XML.
You're so cheeky.
And that's the site built. So then the next thing I did was I came to my widgets. I dragged my widget bar into my main sidebar. I went to my menus. I selected the WP silo menu. I came to pages. I selected my silo category, moved across, I clicked save, and then I saved my primary menu as WP silo menu. And then I came to my pages. And what you want to do is, the reason when I'm going to my pages now is when I imported it, I basically put them in draft mode. So you have to come in and edit it. So you click edit. You then change your templates to the sidebar templates. You set your status to publish. And you just click update. And that's your site live with your whole silo structure. Then you got your posts.
That's wicked.
So, select them all, edit, apply, set the status to publish, set the format to what you want it to be, click update, and here's our site all built out. So you can see there's the PS3 URL there. When we click on the PS3, what you'll notice is the actual slug from the advanced setting is the keyword we're targeting, PS3.
Yeah, that's so easy, it's almost annoying. For those of you who are just getting involved with this at the first time, you have no idea how long how long that used to take just to do what he did in 4 minutes.
That was a whole silo structure site. So if I click on Tomb Raider, I'll show you how the whole navigation is built out.
Actually, never mind. I don't want to release this anymore. Just hang up.
All right, let's just take it all back off the market.
No.
Yeah, so there we can see in our slide we've got the PS3, we've got the Tomb Raider keyword, which is our category keyword, and we can see our supporting articles sitting underneath it. And this navigation dynamically changes depending on what layer of the site you're on. So whenever the search engines come in, they'll always only access the core information. So if you drop right down into the Tomb Raider theme, then we just got the Tomb Raider keyword that we're targeting. So this helps you back your way into the market. So what I mean by backing the way into the market is we target the low-hanging fruit. We get those ranked really quickly.
Yep.
Once we rank for that keyword there, that starts passing page rank and traffic back to our category, which then in turn starts pushing page rank back up to the silo keywords.
That's
so
right. And then when you guys
everything starts climbing.
Yeah, and then when you have your frame guys, then you just go to the video website, Site Architecture course, and you add some videos, either yours or your own, and it's going to be the same keyword that you pull from DWS and the rest. And what happens is then you start getting the roadblock on the Google search engines, but you're also getting the top rankings on YouTube. Okay, and then what happens is you start getting this tsunami. If you do the 4-frame punch that I showed you, that's really all you need to kickstart the blog. It gets kind of silly. And people are doing all these backlinks and stuff, and it's really, really cool. Like, I'm not saying please understand backlink, yes, do them, but know that they're 10 times more powerful when you do what we've just shown you here.
Yeah, guys, traffic is your priority, not backlinks. Backlinks are byproducts of your promotional activities.
Correct. Yes.
They happen by default, so don't focus on them.
Traffic
Focus
and
on the
conversion.
traffic.
Traffic and conversion, and if you have the persuasion architecture, overlapping on top of your silo architecture. We call that website persuasion architecture, overlapping, website silo architecture. Then it's kind of over. It's a checkmate. And that's what we want for each and every one of you. RSS feeds is like the glue, the connective tissue that pulls all your traffic together, so that when you're sleeping at night, you can just sit there and go, oh yeah, there's a bunch of articles getting published throughout my network. Cool. I'm moving traffic. Sleep. That's fun. That's really what it's about. It's like, it's like the anatomy of cybernetics. Does everybody know what the word cybernetics? Let me just be weird for a second. Does everybody know what cybernetics is? The combination, thanks Channing, you can always tell me when I'm just using weird stuff. It's a combination of the human world with the machine world, working in perfect harmony with each other. Persuasion is all about the human world. Okay. Technology is all about the machine world, and they're ooching closer together. But that's really what we're trying to make sure you have. And we're ultimately moving all this into one single unified control panel. We're actually not very far away from that. At that point, it gets pretty nuts. And I just want you guys all, each and every one of you, know why we're offering this grandfather. It's traditional. See, when I started ThemeZoom 1.0 offering the grandfather method, we actually still have people in Kraken, from the grandfather days. I'm not even going to mention what 3 or 4 of them are still paying. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat just waiting for them to cancel because I'm not letting them in. But they're back from ThemeZoom 1.0, back when Frank Currens was saying, wow, you guys are really out there. What the hell did this thing do? Frank Currens. But, I mean, the cool thing is, you guys, that you're a part of something really, really crazy. And we do view you as family. We're working really, really hard to simplify our language, to make it stick, so that it's more of a made-to-stick approach. So I thank you all for being with us through the last few years, why we've taken something that's incredibly complex, which is really cybernetics, natural language processing, and artificial intelligence, and moved it into the realm of the ordinary, where all of us, can do it. It's like Robin Hood kind of nuclear arms dealer here. We want to be able to, that everybody can afford and have access to the nuclear device. On the other hand, uranium is really expensive to access and even more expensive to reduce into an automobile-size power source. So we just really need, we really want you guys to understand that where we're going is very tribal. We do create David was like, what did he just say? What I'm saying, David, is that it was really super expensive for us to build the natural language processing technologies, Kraken, TLKT, and literally it cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars. And to bring that down into something that's really, really practical, it's been a real learning curve. And what you're seeing now is the fruition of all of that, to be able to create something simple enough that everybody can use. That's all I was trying to say, David.
Can I mention a question that Greg asked? He talked about, does this work for markets, or does it just work for niches? And I just want to say, we have been doing this for markets for a very long time. If you're going to attack a market rather than a niche, I would use Kraken rather than TLKT to do your research, because Kraken allows you to take the entire market apart and follow the money. And you're going to see where the pain is. You're going to see where the opportunities sit. And that helps you to build, as you import those keywords into Domain Web Studio, it helps you to have a much better idea of where you want to go. Yeah,
and also what Sue was just saying, speaking to David A., just because I really want you to understand what I was meaning by that. So I appreciate you guys telling me if what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. My biggest frustration is that Kraken actually pulls and parses 80,000 words and only serves up the most relevant and profitable top 200 to 300. And that costs so much money that part of me almost regrets ever having built Kraken. It's that powerful because it costs so much money to do it and then bring you back the best stuff. So being able to incorporate all that is really what I mean by being able to bring it down to a price and an integration where it's super easy for you guys to build a site but appreciate the value of the keyword infrastructure and what went into actually building it. That's been the hard part for the marketing department.
Yeah, what it's actually doing, the keywords that it's bringing back are the ones that are important to the market. So it gets rid of all of the fluff, it gets rid of all of the long tails, everything that's not meaningful, and just shows you where it allows you to make meaning out of the market, what those keywords are that you need to be aware of and understand who the competitors are in each of those areas to make intelligent decisions.
Exactly. I don't know if you guys know this, but the keyword market, the target market, especially beginners and intermediates, especially up to about a year and a half ago, volume of keyword, meaning number of keywords, was way more popular than, so it was really weird. Kraken cost more, and it cost more for us to pull the data, but it actually provided fewer keywords on the return, and that market had been taught that more keywords is better. So when ThemeZoom 1.0, which would bring back like 2,000 keywords on the main screen, and then once we took away all those keywords, most people's brains just went, oh, less value because now you're only bringing back 200, even though we had done all the work, literally hours worth of work, of finding out which ones they absolutely should use or at least understand when they're going for their vertical market. It took a while. That's the challenge that we face, is we've done a ton of the work, but there's a really crazy neuroscience trick and amazing fact that I'm going to tell you guys. For some reason, the brain likes to do more and be punished in order to give value to something. So that's why people actually understood Kraken. They actually wanted thousands of keywords on the screen rather than have our algorithm process it and shrink it down. So you guys are too smart for that, and we really want you to understand how that works. And so we constantly are in training. That's why I offer you the Persuasion Architecture course, Persuasion Mastery course, inside the video stuff, so that you guys can see all that. Let's answer a few questions here. Sue, there's people that are asking all kinds of questions about products.
Yeah.
CD is asking, the 147 level doesn't include Kraken. Can you answer that one?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to put the bundle screen up if that's possible.
Yeah, who's got the? Can you pass Sue the screen? I think this is the
I can
point.
just take it.
Yeah,
I have the
cool.
power.
Yeah, you just take it. That's all you do is you just take.
I have the power.
She just take when she wants something. She just takes it. Dave Mills is like, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of questions. Oh, and Sue, also, let's not speak to the number of RSS feeds in the Pro version, because I had a really great talk with Greg. Greg, I know you've asked questions here, and I'll get back to you on Skype, okay? There's just so many questions coming in, there's no possible way I could answer them all.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm like,
Thank you, Deb. You're so supportive. Okay, yeah, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. I'm glad that we have our teammates on this call with us. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so we've been creating grids to try to clarify all this. Just to answer your guys' questions really super simply, the $47 minimum offer, the only difference between that and what's going to be Pro after the 24th is the Pain Finder software and a single Google Plus RSS feed. So we're throwing that in, we're grandfathering that in for anybody who is a minimum member at $47, actually it might be $49 a month between now and the 24th. Those of you who are already basic members, don't worry about it. You already have it. We've already given you the software. Log into Pain Finder. You can use it now.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you can't, contact support because something broke. But we're incorporating everything very, very quickly. So that's the minimum. I would suggest that everybody on this call actually get at least the minimum basic level. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so we've got 3 bundles at the moment that you guys can work with. So Domain Web Studio at $147 and the membership area at $49. Those don't include TLKT or Kraken. So
Yeah.
if you're already subscribed to Domain Web Studio and you would like TLKT, ping me and I'll give you a coupon for it. But if you want to subscribe to one of the bundles, this is the page to do it. I just shot it to everybody on the webinar, and these buttons at the bottom are live. The page is still a work in progress, so don't ping me about how ugly it is. But the functionality is here.
No. And let me clarify again, Sue, because I can almost feel the dissonance here. So I want to clarify before it even comes. If you're a current basic member and you upgrade to 147, that will not include, and Greg has really helped clarify this for me, that will not include any of our LSI technology, okay? So if you want to upgrade to that and you're already a current member, contact support and we give you a special ticket and you upgrade and their price when they add something on will be different, right, Sue? So it'll upgrade them. If they're like 147 and they want TLKT, it'll upgrade to what? The coupon.
Yeah.
It'll upgrade to what? That was a question. What price point?
If you're at 147 and you're going to get the coupon will be it'll be the same amount. You'd be paying 197, but you'll just subscribe directly. Yeah, it's the same.
Right. There's no price dissonance here, guys. The bottom line is if you're new and you haven't signed up for anything, you can grab the 197 price point. That will include TLKT, which is the natural language processing tool. Okay. Kraken is a more expensive tool because of the data that we pull from it. I do want to add something here. If you don't want to include Kraken in because you can't afford that kind of monthly premium, you can actually use Kraken on 2-week trials. We have independent coupons. Just contact help desk. Kevin or Sue or myself will help you if you just want to kick the tires of Kraken. We have a couple of things that are not obvious that we don't always offer if you want to play around with it even for a few days. There's price points for that. So just contact us on that. Okay?
You know, Steve just asked a really interesting question. Is there a way to incorporate a silo structure in an existing blog without deleting and starting over? Matt, I just want to check with you. I mean, we've had this concept of a bolt-on silo for a very long time, but I just want to make sure that we've actually tested it and that adding the silo plugin isn't going to disturb the rest of the blog. That's a correct statement, right?
Yeah, I did it when I showed the guys. I went through the whole actions and I re-imported the same blueprint again, and it didn't change the design of the site.
No, I'm not talking about re-importing. I'm talking about adding it to an existing site.
The only time that you ever get something, it doesn't change anything. All it does is it creates a duplicate page with a number 2. If your keyword slug is identical, that's the only time it actually makes a duplicate. Or creates another page but adds a number 2 at the end of the slug. So it's something that WordPress does. It never deletes or overwrites a page that exists.
So that's a safety feature. So the only thing that I can think of why it might not work is if your theme is, the plugin doesn't work with every single theme. So if you have an existing theme that wants a tight control over the menu structure, or it's doing something funky with the menus, like it's a full screen graphic, flashy kind of a thing, then there might be an issue there. But we should be able to. It should work. Always make a backup of everything before you start, obviously, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I say always publish in draft, so you can actually go and have a look and see that there's no discrepancies, and you can just upload them and publish the stuff as you work through, but back up everything. We've put in 2 safety features. One is when you're re-importing again, if the keyword ID exists in the actual import, it never overwrites that. So you bring all your information to your blog, you create it, you write your articles, that will never get touched. If it's an existing blog, the only time that there will be something happening is it will create another page with a number 2 after the actual keyword in the URL, in the slug. That's the only thing it does. It doesn't break any blogs. I've done many blogs where I've bolt-on silos. The term bolt-on basically means you bought a silo, get it live, come back, redesign, come back, bolt on another silo, come back, redesign, bolt on another one. So you can actually build your site out over time. That's the whole concept of a bolt-on silo, and it applies to something that's existing.
And that pretty much answers I am big guy's question, right? Yeah, he's asking. Yeah. Okay, very cool. Yes, there will be a replay, everybody. I know, we'll get better at doing webinars. As you notice, we're not the slick, smooth, necessarily well-formulated internet marketing webinar kind of platform pitch. That's just not how we roll. I mean, we create innovative technologies, we pull family in, we grandfather them in, and then we go to the market with the next level at about 5 times the cost. So that's just what's, how we roll, because it's really worked. And then ultimately we teach our best secrets at certification, which is themezoomcertification.com. So if you guys are wanting to get grandfathered in by the 24th, please do visit networkempire.basic.com. That will take you to the opt-in at the $47 level. And see if they want if they decide they just want to jump right in right now at $147 or $197 level, they should just go to networkempire.com
Sure.
or the link that you sent them, right?
If they want it at the 147 level or at the 47 level, they should go to the home page.
That's the home page. Okay, good.
Yeah.
If you have any questions whatsoever, I'm going to go ahead and put my Skype address out here, which is theme zoom. Just during all launches, I like to have that available just in case Sue or Kevin are totally swamped. I'm totally available to walk through any pricing and or conceptual issues with you, and I appreciated all of your help on that.
Russell, there's a question there from Jamie P. Jamie, you can contact me as well, and I can look at what you're doing if you're having any hassles. With the rewrite of the plugin, we've addressed many issues, so you shouldn't have hassles with client blogs. So also, if you get stuck, give me a shout with technical things, and I can help you guys out.
Yeah, also, Jamie wanted to say that Matt is kind of our in-house expert on bolt-on silos. I mean, that's a very common thing. I was also talking to Dave Mills and other things. Bolt-on silos are going to be something that, we need to really focus on, Matt, and, for pre-existing blogs. It's a really, really cool technique, and we really need to, focus on how to help you guys with that. So we'll talk more on that. David Allen is asking, I already subscribed to a bundle, so do I need to resubscribe? I can't answer that one, David. I don't think so. Sue, do you answer that?
Yeah. Just a sec. I'm answering somebody else.
Tony, do you want the link to which package? Do you want the link to the general package, the offer until the 24th? I'll go ahead and drop that here for everyone. It's Network Empire Basic.
Where? Whose question was I supposed to answer?
I don't know.
Okay.
One of these top 10 that are coming through here.
There's a few at the moment.
Tony Lynch looking for the.
Yeah.
The package link. Yes.
And then David Allen was asking, should he resubscribe? If in doubt, guys, just contact us in help desk, and we'll just deal with you personally. It'll probably be better and more controlled.
Yeah, we're going to send them all to Kevin. In fact, let me give you Kevin's phone number. I know I was just kidding, Kevin. He's going to really get mad at me. He won't laugh at all. He's British. He's not going to. Oh, he is laughing. That's not funny. Tim, Tim, thanks for contacting me on Facebook. I'm sorry I can't get back to you in that medium. You asked me about the RSS feed, right, Tim, yesterday? I couldn't even answer it. So there's one RSS feed that comes with the $49 package, and I have yet to Greg and I were talking yesterday about adding a couple of more RSS feeds to the Pro version, but I can't talk about that here because Sue hasn't signed off on it. All right, so that's all I can say. At 147, I think we're going to do something on the RSS feed that's different than we have now, but I'll confirm it with you, okay? Yes, CD, there is a deadline for the 49 price. That's what the countdown timer is, and it's May 24th.
Jerry, you asked what the difference was between the $47 and the $97. The $97 is actually a bundle that I don't have ready to sell yet. It's going to include that TLKT coupon. Right now I can coupon you if you want to come in at the $47 level.
Yeah. It's funny, you guys, the hardest thing that I've ever done is working with super brilliant military industrial programmers who work from the database forward, whereas you and I as consumers and creators and website designers, we're coming from, what can this stupid thing do for me? We're coming from the front end back. The hardest thing I've ever done is to, build all of these softwares or learn from Sue and Matt how these softwares get built simultaneously, and then connect them all into a centralized infrastructure that we can use as a, incredibly powerful market domination device. So we're very, very close, just a little over the rainbow marketing here. Where things are going is all of this is going to become Network Empire. That'll be the name. Is it okay if I share that, Sue, like what's happening? All of it's kind of moving into one single infrastructure.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we're a few
one
months
world
out from
dominating.
that. Yeah, and just so you guys know, the prices on that are going to be really, really high, but part of the grandfather community of family here is that, as is the theme Zoom tradition, we always pull the early adopters in because you guys help us, clarifying and beating us up a little bit and saying that, you got to fix this or, So that's really kind of the next certification, Stephen, is this summer, later on. So I'm mad at you, so I'll have to talk to you later. Let's see what you can see. We're pretty transparent, Stephen. So that's it. Okay, we have more questions here. We'll answer a couple more, and anything else that can come in. Matt, Matt, there are some fields missing in the Domain Web Studio Lite version. How important are those fields to the creating of a website? Is there anything major missing?
Good question.
Yes and no. It's like a two-edged sword. Yeah, that is a tricky question. With the Lite version, those fields are worth quite a bit. This is why we sort of restricted it, because in the Pro version, we coming from more of a business-minded point of view.
Yeah,
for the guys who sort of learn the process, we want to take away the complexities and let you build sites, if that's what you want to do. So we've sort of restricted that information because that is a bit of a sticking point or confusion point. The guys are like, huh, what's this actually mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's more got to do with your business. When you actually, when I look at a website, I look at a business. I build web businesses. I don't build websites. So every property I build, there's a business plan behind it, and there's a technical course we're busy working on that we can reveal this all to you guys later on. But no, by all means, you don't need that to build the site. It's giving you more in-depth information on how much it actually costs you to actually run the market. So it's your conversions, it's the time to rank. It's important factors you should consider. But we don't want to stop you from getting your site live now, and we want to make the tool accessible and the process and the training accessible to people who want to learn this kind of stuff without getting bombarded with too much information. So yeah, get your site, learn the process, learn the basics, get your site live, start watching how silo architecture actually makes a difference when you build a site. And
Matt,
then come and upgrade slowly as you mature with the software, and you're ready to bite on. You're coming off the milk and you're starting to eat the meat. That's how.
Yeah, exactly. And Matt, I gotta add something here as somebody who creates dozens and dozens of video sites every month. The one thing that's my hot cognition, my hot button, is you guys see the dollar bill. Go to the cool pictures, the hot button pictures. Yeah, go down where the dollar, the money keywords column is.
Down here.
You guys, the important column, on Lite. Yeah, see that? It's on Lite too. As long as that stays, you're golden. If you really have to go fast, because you can tell whether it's a money keyword or whether it's a green flag based on your parameter. Okay, and for the most part, that's what I look for. Is like, if I'm really going super fast, especially on WR2s, I just know whether it's a money keyword, whether there's green in there. Because when I go to the Quora sites, the videos, and the rest, it's just I start building out really super fast. At an agency level, go ahead, Sue.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I want to show is that there's the agency difference. This is what we did was we redesigned Lite for guys that want to get sites out, and they're basically one-man bands, right? They're single-person shops. They don't need to outsource anything. They do everything in-house. Or you're just setting up your sites and you're giving it away to clients and you don't have to deal with their content. Whereas with the Pro version, not only do you have, see basically up here 0, 1, and 2, 1 and 2 really are what's contained in all of Lite. And so in the Pro version you've got team management, you've got site content, and you've got the promotional blueprint. And in the promotional blueprint you can have an entire promotional blueprint built out for you. All that you go in and you select the platforms that you want to use. You can add additional platforms to the ones that we suggest, and you can have an estimate of how much it's going to cost you every month to do those promotions. It includes video, it includes third-party content. You can put in your own blogs. However it is that you want to work it, it's very versatile, but that also means it's complex. Right? So with versatility comes complexity, and so in an effort to just hone it down so that we've got just the stuff that you really need to be aware of to get your site up and running, we came up with Lite. Now, obviously you still have to promote your site once you've got it up, and so to make that easier, at least to get you started, we've included this idea of a blog boost. If you click on this, it'll take you to the link where we can actually do the blog boost for you, but it also gives you a really good idea of what you need to do in terms of a blog boost. I went ahead and described every single platform that we go ahead and promote to for a blog boost, so you can get a feel for what you need to do.
Yeah, we also covered that in the video website, Style Architecture course, because I really want you guys to give a value about how much blogging really is. I mean, really, ultimately, your backlinks should be like half yours on your own empire, but we'll get into that later. Here, Sue, there's a question related to, kind of related.
Rush hands.
I want you guys to understand that I'm not trying to create confusion with price point. The real offer right here is between now and May 24th. It's the $49, I think it is, offer
Yes.
on networkempire.basic.com, where we're offering you the Pain Finder and a single Google Plus RSS feed. People keep writing, am I going to lose the option at 147, if I don't come in at the $147 level? And the reality is that when the 147 price goes up, everybody who's at 47 will go ahead and offer a grandfather offer. This is just what we do.
Yeah.
So we're giving you the minimum. The minimum that you want to do before the 24th is come in at the basic level, okay? You're not going to lose anything.
And yes, you can upgrade from Lite to Pro.
That's the main thing. And Sue, what the confusion here is that we forgot to tell people the Lite version at the $47 level is a single site license, okay?
Yeah.
That means before you even build another one, you're going to have to blow it away. Those of you who are at the $147 level, you have Lite and Pro, DWS, and guys, you have unlimited domains in the Lite if you're a $147 user. So if having multiple sites is an issue for you, meaning that you're anywhere near intermediate or advanced, you're going to want the $147 price because you don't have to delete and blow away sites, okay? So that's the main thing. If the Lite version, the 47 level is for people who are getting their feet wet, they want to build their first site, and it might take you several weeks to do so, okay? But honestly, I couldn't stand using Lite with one site because I'm building 4 or 5 per week, right? I'm not going to be deleting it each time. I don't want to. I'm going to keep them in there. I actually use DWS as a reference. And I have to talk to a client. I go back if I need to sort by any keywords or call Matt and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or do breakaway silos and all that advanced stuff. So that's why I like the minimum 147 or above. But I'm not putting any scarcity tactics or time frame on the 147. When it's time for us to upgrade to Network Empire, we'll go ahead and do another offer for those of you, who are not there yet, and we'll make that offer. Does that make sense? Yeah, Paul, it's one site total as the Lite version. Okay, one site total.
You can delete that site and recreate another site, but what a pain.
Well, I just don't, the pain that we created, guys, to try to hijack you to 147 is by, adding, I'm just telling you transparently what we do, is to, add one site and make you delete it. Now, the reason I think that's very compassionate is that if you're kind of slow and you're a beginner, intermediate, slow meaning is good because you're learning all the things like, geez, Pain Finder. There's a lot of stuff, guys.
There's a lot of
stuff. People have spent 2 years researching with us, totally transforming their understanding of online cybernetics, okay? So go at your own pace. At 47, you've got one site. You can delete it. If it takes you 7 weeks to do one site anyways, which for beginners it could, then 47 is the right price point for you. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you start building a lot and you start saying, hey, Russ, I'm going to be building video websites like 5 a week, there's no way you're going to do that with Lite, okay? Forget it.
Yeah, guys, what we're doing is the technology from the back-end perspective, from how the applications work. Soon I've been redesigning from the database level backwards. We're integrating everything into one place. So if you're just entering into the rabbit hole and you're at the 47 price point, you're just like looking around and getting a feel for what it is, then you'll have that little world. But the deeper down you go into rabbit hole, you can go all the way down through to domination, which is what you get access to after certification. And that's an app that's off, it's not public, and that also, your projects, everything moves with you through the whole process. So once you migrate past 47 into the 147 round, all your work and your projects stay with you through all the applications that come after that.
Oh, no, yeah, exactly what Matt just said. And see, no, we're not talking about deleting your website from the internet. There's no synchronization to DWS and your blog environment. So we're just talking about you have to remove the data, so on and so forth. And somebody also asked Sue, this is the dreaded gumbo question that I didn't want to get into today at all, but they asked, like, if I have a current account, can I import my data from that account into Lite? I didn't really know what to answer him, so I'll just leave
That's there already.
It's there already.
Yeah.
But you only see one site. That's the problem. So if you downgrade, you're only going to always see one site.
Oh, okay, got it. So if I've got 10 projects at 147, I downgrade to Lite, I lose that, yeah. I mean, anybody at 147 who's been using both versions, you need to stay where you are because in a few weeks, you're going to be glad you did. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. All right, I think I'm feeling a little bit like we've talked too much about pricing and all that. I hope we were able to clarify. I just want to make sure you guys really know that we've thought carefully about these price points. And if you have feedback, like Greg helping me look at the RSS feed, because for him, the Google Plus RSS feeds are a really big deal, and so he's looking at Pro for that specific region. These are things, guys and gals, that will be coming together and working and looking at, okay, we're not completely set on it, so I'll let you know as soon as we do. Also, we're enhancing the pane finder. It'll get faster and faster. So have a little patience. I would suggest that everybody using pane finder right now, that you do not, like you do with Kraken, don't sit there and stare at it and wait for it to be done. Go have a cup of coffee, work in DWS on your blogs while those are running. Come back 15 minutes later. Don't wait for the tea kettle to boil, okay? It'll get faster and faster, but I just wanted to, give you a heads up on that a little bit. All right?
Yeah. Guys, I'm sending to everybody, I'm just sending the link to the demo site that I put up from the blueprint that I imported in from DWS.
Oh, okay.
Just putting it webdevelopmentuk.co.uk. I've just pinged through the chat so you can see it. Have a look there, look at the content. All I did here was I just copied content from the web and put it into the demo version that I've made here for you.
Oh yes, and I have very exciting news. Thanks to Sue and Roz and Kevin. I think Kevin was involved. We have a whole list of themes that Sue has already ramped up the testing on.
Yep.
And that's really, really very, very exciting. Like, I can't tell you how cool that is. More themes. There's almost no themes that don't work, and it's kind of the weird offbeat ones that you might have some troubles with. So if ever you want a theme tested or you tested a theme and you want to talk to us about it, that's great. So what Matt is showing you is the bare bones, kind of the SEO infrastructure. But also be sure to be aware that you can dress this up any way that you want. You can do really cool, highly visual, highly persuasive websites that are still silo structure, okay? Again, I want to emphasize the reason we created the video website silo architecture course is so that persuasion and design architecture is very, very congruent with what used to be. It's not anymore. It used to be really complicated SEO silo architecture. Now it's like falling off a log, actually. Scary. But anyway, so you get those two things together. I'm really excited about this, you guys. Thank you so much for most of you on here are longtime friends, and I really do appreciate all the support you've given us through the years. So.
I want to say one thing. This is the first time that we've had, since Matt moved to South Africa, it's the first time we've actually had him try to do a webinar where he was showing a screen, and I felt like it was a little bit jerky. And so I want to do another webinar next Wednesday, and we'll figure the screens out a different way so that it's a little bit smoother and a little bit easier to follow. So if anybody felt like today's wasn't as intelligible as it could be, come back and talk to us next Wednesday. We'll have a link up on the members area soon.
Yeah, and if you want to send me a link to the Peter Gary theme that you just said, and you know who you are, I'm happy to look at it with you. Okay, we'll check anything. Oh, that's the curated. No, actually, I have actually downloaded that theme and installed it, and I will double check it for you. You're talking about the curator's theme. Curator's theme is kind of a challenge. He did some really, really crazy things with IonCube that I actually talked to him via chat. I have not sent that over to the video curator's theme. I'm happy to send that over to Roz and test it for siloing, but I can almost tell you right now that it's going to be problematic because of what he's doing. But I'm happy to go ahead and send that over for you. Guys, seriously, contact me on Skype anytime if there's themes that you want. And again, my Skype address is available to everybody on this call for a limited time based on pricing and helping you with questions. Anybody who is a member that has themes and the rest, you remain on my Skype. I'm happy to go ahead and send those and check for silo stuff because we're having a really nice list of themes that are siloable. Not my email address, Jerry, you can hit me on Skype at ThemeZoom. And it's only on about 3 hours a day, but I try to answer them when I can, okay? ThemeZoom, just add me. It'll be good to hear from you, Jerry. All right, you guys, we've been on this call for a long time. Thank you so much. Are you, Matt, Sue, are you guys good with how far we've gone today?
Yep.
Okay. Look forward to working.
I'm happy.
Okay, look forward to working with you. Please do be available for the video website silo architecture course. I'm going to hijack both Matt and Sue to be on that call. It's something that I set up for the video course launch. It'll be on the 25th of this month. That's just a couple of weeks away. We're going to take all of this stuff, and on that call, I'm going to be revealing for the first time in public to members the 5 iframe stack. That means from YouTube to Quora, to Storify, to Scoop It, and to your blog. All right, and then driving traffic and RSS feeds, all of them. I'm going to reveal that on that call. And I'm actually going to be deleting that out of the replay. So we want you guys to be there. And I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.